Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. I'm your host, Colors Fade, and it's episode 17. And our team here has leveled up as we're leaving the Thieves' Hideout, so we're going to level everybody up. Our Paladin, we're just going to keep going straight for the Paladin. You can see here at level 5, they get a feat. So this will be interesting because I haven't decided what I'm going to do with her. She's got the glaive, which she's been using, and the game seems to be hinting that you might want to keep going with the glaive for the rest of the game. So, many feats here. She can do selective channel or weapon focus. It starts to make some sense for her to do some weapon focus here. And I think that would be a good idea. Oh, here's cleave. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go through, I said this last time, we're going to do power attack cleave and then cleaving finish. And you can see down here, let's see, cleaving finish right here. If you make a melee attack and your target drops to 0 or fewer hit points as a result of your attack, you make another melee attack using your highest base attack bonus against another opponent within reach. You can make only one extra attack per round with this feat. And then there is, later on, improved cleaving finish, where you can make that as many times as you want to. So if your next cleaving finish also killed somebody and reduced him down to 0 hit points, it would make another and another, as long as people keep dropping to 0 hit points. You can potentially do a whole lot of damage at one time. So until I run into a weapon that I say, this is what I want her to basically use for the rest of the game, which will probably be a longsword, but it could be a bastard sword, I'm going to go down the power attack cleaving finish line. And that way she can use anything she wants. So now you get Divine Weapon Bond. Upon reaching 5th level, a Paladin can form a Divine Bond with her weapon. As a standard action, she can call upon the aid of a Celestial Spirit for 1 minute per Paladin level. At 5th level, a Spirit grants a +1 enhancement bonus. And for every 3 levels beyond 5th, the weapon gains another +1. So alternatively, they can be used to add any of the following properties, such as Axiomatic, Brilliant Energy, Disruption, Flaming Burst, Holy, Keen, and Speed. These are all very nice bonuses. Keen for critting, Holy against creatures, Axiomatic, I think, attacks chaotic creatures. So it's all. This is definitely a thing to take. So it's very cool. It's very nice with her. The character I still don't know anything about, the Zen Archer. So it's. There's another class called a Slayer, which has some really, really nice perks if you're going to be shooting a bow and arrow the entire game. It's what I multi-classed the Ranger in Pathfinder Kingmaker into, was a Slayer. And it's particularly interesting because I'm going to click this, not necessarily that we're going to go into this, but yeah, there's Slayer talents, and I can't see what those are here. But what happens is they get a talent that lets them give all of their whole party can have the outflanked feat for a few turns. And what outflank does is if one character performs a critical hit on an enemy, anybody that's adjacent to that character also gets to swing an attack of opportunity. It's a way to get a whole bunch of bonus extra attacks. And it's very awesome. I'd have to do a little more research to figure out if there was a subclass here that was supposed to be even better. So I think the safe thing to do is for another turn, make him a Monk Zen Archer, and I might have to do some research to figure out, because I'd like to get him into his Slayer stuff, but I'm not sure. So athletics, mobility, perception, and on your roll. And now there's a question of what to give him. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right, I did a little research on LAN here. And because I just don't know much about this class. So I found Fextra always has great builds for different games that are mostly, I think, kind of on the mark. So in this case, what I'm going to do is follow his advice and take improved initiative. There's no really good feat for him to take at this level. There are a couple of good ones coming up. clustered shots, for instance, but you need a base attack bonus of 6, so you need one more level, really, before it works. So giving him improved initiative, I'm just going to do that. He's a very interesting character. Here's our rogue, our eldritch scoundrel. So, trickery, mobility, stealth, those are his big things. And higher perception if I could get it. And he can occasionally use a magic device, so that's nice. And yeah, he's using daggers, right? Accomplished sneak attacker. Your sneak attack damage increases by 1d6. There's no reason not to take that for a sneak attacker. So, and then he gets some new spells. And it really, he's been really efficient with helping us in crowd control with the oil slick. So that's been great. Yeah, he's got a bunch of stuff down here. Grease, they call it. So it's been great for him to have that one. Trying to think of what else might do him a whole lot of good here. There's so many good spells that you can use, like Expeditious Retreat gives him a chance to move around a lot. Web is another one that would be useful to keep people at bay. All of these, I mean, these are all... There's a whole bunch of really good spells in here. It's just, what do you want to do with it? I'm sure there's a build out there. And Blur would be another good one for him to have for himself, to make himself unhittable. It's only a 20% concealment chance is the problem. It's not as good as what you get later. Invisibility, and then he can go backstab people. That might be kind of cool. It's either that or give him web and let him help the whole group out a little bit. I like that idea, but yeah, I might give him invisibility. Spell ends if he attacks any creature, which is fine. Thus, an invisible being can open doors, talk, eat, climb stairs, summon monsters, and have them attack. Cut the ropes. If the subject attacks directly, however, it immediately becomes invisible. I just didn't use it very much in my first Pathfinder playthrough, that was all. So I would go for either web, Expeditious Retreat. Magic weapon gives a +1 enhancement bonus on attack and damage rolls. It's a nice buff to have. Does not stack with Masterwork weapons +1 though, so the only reason to take that is if there are some games where you start out with mundane weapons and you can have them for quite a while before you end up with Masterwork or +1 weapons, and that's the time to have it, but it's not here. True Strike is useful if he needs, and Vanish. Touch creature becomes invisible for a short time. I'd like him to just take that on himself or somebody else, so I'm going to grab that. Oh, and he gets one more spell. Okay. In that case, probably Blur. And then just treat him a little bit like a Eldritch Knight. He'll be able to buff himself. So, the Oracle, Knowledge, Persuasion. I don't find him very persuasive, but whatever. I don't think there's any reason to give him Weapon Finesse. Well, okay, so he uses a Rapier, right? And what's his dex score? Let's go back. Yes, we'll go back and look at him as a character. His dex is 13 and his... Wait a minute, that's the wrong character. His dex is 16 and his strength is 7. So having Weapon Finesse would be really smart for him if he's going to use a one-handed weapon, which I don't think he's going to do very often. I think... And he has what? Weapon Focus for the Rapier? Did he already have that? Divine Weapon Bond. I keep looking at the wrong character here. Weapon Proficiency and Rapier. Yeah, so if we're going to have him use the Rapier, which I'm not sure you want to have him do, but okay. Okay, let's try to play him like that a little bit. If we're going to do that, give him Weapon Finesse so that he can use his dex to hit with instead, which would be way better. And then remember, he's a sorcerer. So he's a sorcerer type of cleric, which is, in my opinion, really bad because he's not going to get very many spells. Instead of having access to all of them and being able to memorize a bunch, he's only going to have a few. So you certainly can't waste your time on anything like Cause Fear. or command, which would be a nice spell to have. Removing fear would probably be his best bet. Protection from alignment would be fine if it was communal, but since it's only one character, there's no reason to take that. Other people in the group have better things than that. Unbreakable Heart is kind of a nice spell. The target creature gains +4 bonus on saving throws against mind-affecting spells, such as Crushing Despair, Rage, Fear. But being able to remove fear for him is probably the best thing in the world. And then the next level up, he gets a bunch of spells. So Protection from Alignment, Communal, that's nice. We already have a wizard that can do that. Hold Person can be really fantastic, but it's so specific that I don't know. And these are really nice on a cleric. Blessing of Luck and Resolve and Blessings of Courage and Life. Those things are nice to have, plus all the Bear's Endurance and Bulls and all that stuff. But where we only get one limited spell from him, Remove Paralysis. I mean, you got to take that and Slow Poison. So I'm not going to be a fan of him, but I do know that you end up with a more traditional cleric later on in the game. So that's all right. She's the Stigmatized Witch. We'll give her Knowledge, Arcana, use Magic Device. Wow, her Persuasion skill is really strong. That's kind of cool. And she has what? Lower Religion? All right. So for her, it's going to be a little different situation. All right, I had to reset her for level up. I mean, I just went back and canceled out. I know what I want to do with her. I had to spend a little time thinking about it. She is the character that's currently sitting in the spot where she could scribe scrolls, but she doesn't actually have the feat. And there's not a whole lot else in here that I want to give her. So I'm going to give her scribe scrolls for right now. Spell penetration would probably be useful for her, but we'll take that later. I don't know that I'll use scroll scribing very often. We'll see. That may be a completely wasted feat. We'll see. Remove Sickness might be a good one for her. Hypnotism, all enemies. In a 30-foot burst, roll 2d4 to see how many total hit dice of creatures you affect. Summon monsters. Summon monster 1. Remove Sickness. Just with all the different things that these demons can do, it seemed like it would be really smart for her to have things like this. Remove Sickness and all that kind of stuff. She may end up being more of a cleric in our group than the other cleric. Because look, she's got Cure Moderate Wounds. See Invisibility is always a really good one to have. So Delay Poison. This is a great one. It's personal though. It's for her. Okay, so it's not for the group. You want to be able to do this for the whole group, and my wizard will be able to later. Molten Orb. Inflict Moderate Wounds. Hold Person. She has a really good spell already with her Hex that basically holds a person. So this feels a little bit like overkill to grab this. Also because a will negates it anyways, and you can save each round to try to get rid of it. I think I'm going to grab Delay Poison so somebody has that in the group. And then we're down to me, which is the fun one. So Thessalonian Wizard. We can go down here to Eldritch Knight and we can see that ability to cast Arcane 3 levels. But this is the last level of Wizard that we have to take, which is really cool. And then we can start taking the Eldritch Knight, which I'm so excited about. So it's easy for us. And then right here, this is the super easy one. Come down here. And where is it? Slashing Grace. It says don't take this, but it's you have to. We're ready. We got the dexterity score, we got weapon fist, and we got weapon focus. We take Slashing Grace, and you can only take it for the scimitar because it's all we have it for is in weapon finesse. And I love it. You can add your dexterity modifier instead of your strength modifier to the weapon's damage, and you basically treat the scimitar like a light weapon because it's going to get the dex bonus and everything. So it's so fun. And then here we are back here with our other meta magic spell. And so we want to take Quicken so that later on we can have True Strike. The problem with Quicken is that you can see it says level increase +4. A quicken spell uses up a slot 4 levels higher. So True Strike is a level 1 spell, and it's going to occupy a level 5 spell slot. But that's okay. You just want to have it for emergencies, and it's fantastic to have. And we don't cast enough offensive spells for spell penetration to be necessary, and we don't. The only other thing to really use is combat casting, and you just shouldn't have to use this very often. So there's no real reason to use spell focus, because you don't need to add to the difficulty class on saving throws, because you're going to be casting the majority of your spells on yourself, not against enemies. So there's no reason to do that. So now we're up here. We're at level 2. And I gotta go over here. These are level 2 spells. We have Protection from Alignment Communal, so that's great. I don't know. Oh, and Resist Energy Communal, you're gonna want this at level 3. Because if you run into wisps or anything else that's going to shoot that out, you're going to want that. And then there's a whole bunch of level 3 spells we'll want, and we'll just have to go buy a bunch of them. A whole bunch of these spells that we're going to want. So Greater Magic Weapon. The spell functions like Magic Weapon, except it gives a weapon an enhancement bonus on attack rolls of +1 per 4 caster levels to maximum 5. This bonus does not allow the weapon to bypass damage reduction outside of magic. See Invisibility Communal is a really, really nice buff, and that's usually one that I grab and use right away. I also like to have Blur, but this is a nice spell to have. There are times when you're going to want that, and there are usually times when we have to stop and reload the game and then realize we got to be able to hit these things. So there's all our characters. That part's done. All right, let's go to the Pataxan Wine Cellars over here. And to get there, we have to go all the way around. So we need to go back to Defender's Heart to talk to the big orc paladin, Beth, on behalf of our companion here, Woljek, or whatever his name is, Wolfie, Mr. Horns. All right.
I'll go ahead.
This game has a little issue with where it puts the camera when you walk into certain scenes. Alright, so let's talk to her, Beth. There's a traitor I'm trying to track down. Who is your informant among the thieflings? Beth arches her brows in surprise. Kenebres is threatened by a demon horde, and you have enough spare time to help out thieves. She sighs. I don't like this, but I hope you know what you're doing. I'll tell you everything I know. I did not see my informant's face. He slipped out of a dark alley, handed me the note, and disappeared. She hesitates as she tries to remember. He had a cloak with a hood masking his face, but the long horns, didn't fit under it. There should be a guardian golem in Ancientries. How do you pronounce this word? Ancientries and Wonders. The shop they tried to rob. The owner gave us the construct's code word just in case. The golem itself was destroyed, but the head seems to be intact, so you can interrogate the thing and find out what it saw. Ash from Alien. That's what that immediately makes me think of. The code word is Hand of Aurori. The shop's owner must have escaped, but there's a chance she'll get lucky with the golem. Alright, so now we know a little bit about that. Let's do spells for everybody. So right now, so this is going to be great. Haste will come in useful in certain places. Resist Energy Communal. And then Heroism is nice. Displacement is nice. See Invisibility Communal may end up being more useful to everybody right now. So I'm going to have that as a backup. And we'll only use Haste during big scary fights. And then we've got all that standard stuff. On the other hand, he's a sorcerer cleric, and basically so is she. I'd like for him to have a couple more. Yeah, another one of those is nice. He's had such good luck with Grease. And I don't know that we use Vanish that much, but for right now, I'm going to allow him to keep having a couple more of those. And then, who else do we have here? She doesn't have any available spells at all. She's just got her ability so far. Okay. In that case, I think we're ready to go. We're going to knick-knack, paddywhack, take a little nap. Oh, the kitty. Kitty.
Darren, Your Excellency, sir, is it true what they say? That you're next in line for the throne? What'll be the first thing you do if you're crowned king?
I'd issue a law protecting tieflings from persecution, of course. I jest. I would have all the fountains in the land filled with wine instead of water. Don't make that face at me. I know you tieflings will enjoy that little edict, too.
Okay. So far, we have a party of mostly irredeemable people. So I'm really hoping that we get some better ones later on. Yeah, you see how that jumped like we were on a box like that? It swoops down. Whoop. I don't know why it's just not flat. Something's going on with their Z-axis there. Alright, these are the people we'll take. Yeah, Darren, I won't have you around very long as soon as I find a real cleric. In fact, I might have to just stop taking you all together soon. So there it is. Ancient Trees and Wonders shop. Well, this time, spotted by enemies. Okay. If we must. Oh, there we go. It's a big, huge spider. Oh, jeez. All right, my friend. Oh, yeah. Where are we going to put you? Well, this is probably the smartest place to put you.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
I'm going to shoot you. It's funny this time they make the spiders jump around. I don't remember them doing that. What else do we have? Any more spiders? Oh, here we go. Here comes a couple. Who's going to try to get up there on me? Oh, you're sorely mistaken, my friend. Oh, and we got one of those stupid giant bloat flies. Okay. Oh, he's got his bow out. Okay.
Out of my sight.
Instead of his rapier. Switch. She can hex something, and I desperately want her to hex this thing. Oh, it's immune to slumber. Rats. Okay. Your turn, then. Yeah, take that off. What does she have now? Divine Weapon Bond. Property of the weapon. Enhance or divine weapon, but this consumes 1 point of enhancement bonus granted to this weapon. This adds flaming, and this adds keen. Flaming and keen, and what else does she have? Just those two. Okay. Nice. Well, I'm here. I'm not very equipped to do this, but let's swing. And I critically miss, of course, on my first swing. Oh my gosh. But you can see here it works. Look, I'm holding a scimitar, which should use my strength bonus for attack, but you can clearly see it says dexterity +5. So my base attack bonus is 2 because I'm a lowly level 5 wizard. But then I get my dex bonus +5. +1 from the weapon, +2 from being flanking, and +1 from weapon focused scimitar. And another thing that's really cool about the Eldritch Knight is as it levels up, it's treated like a fighter for the purposes of feats. So when it comes to weapon specialization and you need to be a level 8 fighter, a level 8 Eldritch Knight counts. Of course, when you roll a 1, attack a natural 1. Of course I would roll a natural 1 my first time swinging the weapon at level 5. Of course it
Won't survive me.
Oh, goodness. So anyway, there we are. I'm not going to do a lot of weapon swinging, but there we are. We start to get a little closer to doing what I want to do with that class. I really feel like I need like one more really good frontline fighter. A Paladin is one thing, but I need one other one next to it, and I may just have to hire somebody and make my own class, because it would be really fun to play around with the class. Is that a... what is that? For a second there, I thought it was a big-ass spider or something. Please, get me out of here, someone says. Okay. We're here.
I'm here. Where else would I be?
I noticed you are.
Hux, missed me already.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing for myself. And you might want to... well, you should be okay. You're in the back end of this thing. Who is this person? Footsteps?
I know the way.
Well, hello there.
Anyone? Finian, the talking weapon. Whew! Free at last. I thought I'd been flattened like a pancake under that rubble. Much obliged. Damn. Not in any pain, but my head is still foggy for some reason. What's with all the hubbub in the city? The name's Finian. I'm a Pathfinder. Is there anything I can help you? I will. Pathfinder Society is a globe-spanning organization based in Absalom. The membership consists primarily of Pathfinders, adventurers who travel throughout Golarion, usually inconspicuously, and explore, delve, and otherwise experience the lesser-seen parts of the world. They send journals documenting their travels back to their adventure captains, who will also assign them new missions and suggest new places to explore. The most exciting and illuminating of these journals are compiled in the Pathfinder Chronicles, an ongoing series of books that collect the history and mystery of Golarion for its memberships and general public. You're a Pathfinder? That's right. Finian Dismar, Pathfinder and Crusader. I roam around the world wound wherever my tasks lead me, scouting mostly, but this last while I've just been hanging around in Kenebris waiting until I'm needed again. I'm bored out of my mind. But at least this shop makes for better lodging than some inn. What I meant was, what are you? What's that supposed to mean? I just told you. You want to know where I hail from, is that it? Well, I'm from around here, actually. We Kellids of the Star-Eye clan fled when the world wound troubles began. But I couldn't stand by while the demons wreaked havoc, so I came back. Or did you mean to ask about my weapon of choice? My best weapon is every weapon. I'm a skilled and capable fellow, if I do say so myself. I can swing a sword and poke with a spear, but what I'm best at is communing with the spirits. They call folks like me phantom blades. A phantom blade? What is that? It's like a spiritualist, but with a twist. It means that some spirit took a liking to me at some point, and it can turn into whatever weapon I need. Handy, eh? I don't need any whetstones or enchantments. Don't take up space either. Although, to be fair, it's not a barrel of laughs. The spirits that bestow this kind of power don't come from happy places, and they're not exactly bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. They usually appear after great battles that leave few survivors. The city is under attack by demons. Wait, what? Last thing I saw was some thieves breaking in here. Then the guards came, everyone was running around. After that, it's a bit of a blur. Right when things got intense, they dropped the cabinet on me. I couldn't even help the owner. I was just lying under the shelves like some dimwit until you came along. If there are demons in Kenebris, we must do something about it. The city needs every blade it can get. Hey, do you mind taking me with you? I don't think I can handle this alone. And besides, the more the merrier. All right. I'll take you with me. I swear you won't regret it. I can do all sorts of things. Is there anything your party is missing? A sword, a spear, a bow? Just say the word. Finian the Talking Weapon. Finian the Talking Weapon. You have now acquired a unique companion, Finian the Talking Weapon. You can access him through the special button in your inventory. Click on it to initiate dialogue with him or change his form to make him take the shape of any weapon before handing him to one of the characters in your party. There are no limitations to changing Finian's form. Finian will become more powerful as his personal story progresses. I always did love the talking sword in Baldurs Gate. That was always pretty funny. So Finian. Oh, well. I've got some nice weapons on people. Start dialogue. Oh, and I can tell him what I want him to be. What kind of scimitar is he? Can be equipped primary hand, secondary hand. Start dialogue. Alright, so. Hail adventurers. Okay. That's all for now. I should get going. Alright, so. Finian. So where does he end up if I do that? Finian. I say this. I go scimitar. And then what? Can be equipped. Do I just drag him? Oh, I do. What is he? Cold Iron, Ghost Touch, and Enhancement +1. Well, that beats the heck out of that, my friend. Oh, and he's got a little glow. Oh, well. We will have to help Finian out then. What's this? Loot this is Scroll of Blessed Weapon. There's this piece of loot over here. It's a Demon Heart. Demonic Heart. That's one reason I'd like to play Skyrim again. I never did get to finish my quest with that. There's a really cool module that I use. Pipe Fox provides +3 insight bonus in knowledge arcana and a +2 insight bonus on perception checks. And it's a familiar. How cute. Pipe Fox. Who has knowledge arcana and perception? That's not me. I'm bad at those two things. She's +1 and knowledge arcana is 0. Knowledge arcana is 0. Knowledge arcana 4 and a +10 perception. I just have really bad perception, but it would add to my knowledge arcana. That's fun. Oh, she's got it even better. Okay. So if I go here and I say, where do I get those little things from? They're going to be like, what, a magic weapon? A pipe fox. Oh my gosh. So what happens to her if I do this? I never used familiars before when I played... oh my god, that's it? Oh jeez, it's adorable. Okay. Wow. Oh, that's funny. What is this over here? The formerly well-appointed shop now looks like a sorry state. It's been completely ransacked. Lying in the corner next to the scorched wall are the soot-covered shards of clay golem's head. The golem's eyes glow in the gloom. Master. Code word. Hand of Aurori. Code word correct. The golem's eyes glow brighter. Awaiting orders. Tell me about any suspicious people who came to the shop in the last week. The golem is silent for a moment. 56 individuals entered the shop. Human, female, old. Gnome, male, old. Human, female. He'll be reeling off customers till nightfall. We need to ask it a different way. Were any of the suspicious people tieflings? The golem is silent for a while. Tieflings, 3. Tiefling male, middle-aged. Tiefling male, young. Tiefling female, young. Describe the young male tiefling. Medium height, short horns, curling backward, medium length tail, eye color yellow, hair color black. Special observations, annoyed master. Horns, hair, tail. That sounds like me, but it's not possible. I know what the security's like here. I didn't come near the place. I give you my word, Chief. No special observations. Subject was unremarkable. There, you see, can't have been me. Middle-aged male tiefling. Medium height, long horns. Medium length tail, eye color pale blue, skin dark, special observations, red hair. Oh, that's our trader. I'll bet your life on it. Charisma drilled it into our heads that we wasn't to go hanging about the shop. Red hair. We got a couple of gingers, and plenty more who get it out of the bottle. So much for a special observation. Golems ain't only cracked up to be. Maybe its master knows more. Describe the female tiefling. Above average height, hair long, tail not observed, long horns, eye color blue, special observation, scar on nose, baldric with gold stitching. I don't know that one. New arrival most likely. Gold stitching, eh? Wouldn't mind getting to know her a little better. Enough. Where's your master? Felemen Frilateros, my master, is in his hiding place. Revealing the location of the hiding place is prohibited. 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 He likely holed himself up in the basement when the commotion started. The entrance should be around here somewhere. Where's the basement of this place? The basement is below me. I guard the basement. Leaving my post is prohibited. I got everything I need to know. The basement. Oh, it said athletics. Unique weapons. It says polished oak shelves once showcased magic rings and amulets. Yep, alright. So, athletics. Move the golem.
The mongrel did it.
Hey, to the basement. And here we are. And before another invisible creature comes out of the dark and destroys us, let's see what we have here. We have this person. Philomen Fruliatros, the elderly gnome, so portly as to be nearly spherical, is curled up in the corner of the basement shaking. Marauders! Bandits! Scavengers! And a very good day to you as well, my dear shopkeep. Yeah, makes sense. We're all of those things and much, much more. Before you report us to the authorities, mind if we have a chat? Please calm down. No one is going to rob you. The gnome peers at you. You do look better dressed than the local thieves and ragamuffins. You came here to tell me that the nightmare is over? No, it's not. You're here to steal my riches. Get back. The gnome notices Woljif and his rounded face turns scarlet. You, Woljif, the dirty little sneak thief. You've been sniffing around my shop for years. Finally worked up the courage to rob me, did you? Get out of here. You and your pals have taken everything already, I'm sure. The gnome seems to settle slightly. My name's Philomen Fruliatros. I was the owner of this shop, but I'm not sure I can claim to be the owner of anything now. I hope there's at least something left of it. Oh, come off it. Your shop is fine. It's a bit ransacked, maybe, but nothing a bit of spit and polish can't fix. Tell me about the tieflings that have visited Ancientries and Wonders, really. Why should I tell you anything about my customers? You're not from the City Guard or the Eagle Watch. Chief, if he keeps digging in his heels, just say the word. I know how to loosen his tongue. I'm helping the Eagle Watch to catch the culprits. It's in your interest to tell me everything. So, they haven't got the thieflings. I thought the city's finest were on the job, and they... The gnome sighs. You can't rely on anyone. Ask your questions, then, if it's important. Tell me about the red-haired tiefling. A red-haired tiefling? I suppose, yes. There was one who came in, spent a long time looking around. He was a person of modest means, I could tell by his clothes, but he asked me to show him an Aasimar-made chainmail. He certainly couldn't afford it. That's when I suspected that something was off. I checked everything after he left, but nothing was missing, and that put my mind at ease. I can't remember what he looked like. I didn't get a good look at his face. All I remember is that he was wrapped in a green cloak like he was freezing, but that's all I have. That's it! With that description, we'll surely sniff him out. Come on, Chief. Back to Sister Charisma. Go have a good long shifty at all my brothers and put all these clues together. Something tells me our traitor isn't going to wriggle out of this one. Tell me about the tiefling woman. A tiefling woman? Oh, yes, I remember now. A noble lady, unlike the tiefling ruffians we have around here. She purchased magical equipment for the crusade, and she promised to come again. If only all tieflings were like that, I'd be laughing all the way to the bank. Tell me about Woljif. Woljif Jefto, right? Yeah, I've known him a long time, though I'd rather not know him at all. He's been skulking around my shop for years, treating the place like a free museum. He always wanted to look at the moon of the abyss. I'd chase him out, but he'd just slink back in again. If he was with the gang that robbed my shop, I'll bet anything he swiped the moon. How come I'm the prime suspect? Whoever betrayed us all, that's the one who's got the moon. I want to see it returned too. You get me? I don't like the idea of other people's grubby mitts on it. Alright. I found everything I want to know. If that isn't enough to help you catch the thieves, then I don't know what else to tell you. Now be on your way and leave me in peace in my wreck of a shop. Alright. Pickpocket that thing. What's in there? Just junk. What's over here in the junk? nothing. Wine. Alright, get out of here. Leave the man his wine. He's gonna need it. Anything else in here that we need to know? I don't think so. Well then. Off we go.
Follow my lead.
Leave. Nenio. This character, I was thinking about that. A Nenio character looks like a character that belongs in Final Fantasy like 14 or whatever. And it's the one character in the game that just doesn't seem like it fits. And I kind of really want a wizard on my team too, but I'm gonna have to make my own wizard. I don't know. All right. I was thinking about that today because I was thinking about playing Baldur's Gate 2 again, and in Baldur's Gate 2, you really need a certain number of characters to progress through the story. You need at least one thief, you need at least one cleric, and you need preferably 2 or 3 wizards and 2 or 3 fighters. So how you get that all in 6 characters is quite a job. Aerie, of course, helps service the role of at least one cleric and one wizard. But oh goodness, it's hard to get all those characters in there. You need a bunch of characters. Who is this? This thiefling. You need a bunch of characters because you especially need a bunch of wizards to take on the dragons because you need a whole bunch of pierce magic spells and things like that. So that creates a challenge. Charisme drums her fingers nervously on the handle of her blade. Well, are you going to tell me who the traitor is? The name and the moon of the abyss that they stole? I don't need anything else. I met some thieflings from your gang. One of them got trapped trying to get into an underground passage. And what? We all made a pact. Everyone for themselves will meet up at the arranged time and place. If they were dumb enough to crawl into some hole in the ground, that's their lookout. I'm not their nanny. Take a look at the suspects. The tieflings are tense and ready to reach for their weapons. The only redheads are Melrown and Doffy. The dark-skinned tieflings are Varner, Doffy, and Melrown. Doffy, Melrown, and Tavi have straight horns, but Tavi is female. Only Varnir and Melrown have green cloaks. Oh, I see. I got you. So the only redheads are Melrown and Doffy. And only Varnir and Melrown have... So we know that they had green cloak, redhead. Okay. I'm ready to give a name. The traitor is Melrown. You'll pay for this. Voitiel and Hepzamira will get you in the end. Oh, you tried to actually make a run for it, but she stabbed you. Grab him. Take him away for questioning. Oh, and I've got my little worm fox. That's hilarious. Charisme looks weary, but her earlier tension is clearly lifted. He confessed someone connected to the cult of Baphomet ordered him to steal the moon of the abyss, and the best idea he could come up with was to drag us into it. He got the scroll to take out the golem. He betrayed us to Irabeth so that he could swipe the amulet in the chaos. He thought we'd get nicked and he'd slink off to meet up with his customer. You've got the moon of the abyss? Let me look at it one more time. My whole life I've dreamt of holding it in my hands, if only for a second. He said when he got to the window display the moon was gone. He's lying, of course. He had time to hand the moon off to the person who ordered it. Bloody cultists. I don't really give a toss. I'm just glad we got to the bottom of this. What are you going to do now? Clear out of this place. The sooner the better. The city's dying and I don't want to die with it. This city wouldn't have already died if not for the people who stood up to defend it with the weapons in their hands. So, defend it. I'm not stopping you. It's your city. But we've always been outsiders here. Why would we fight for you now? What are you going to do with the traitor? He'll be sent to visit his distant relatives on their farm, to think about what he did. Any more questions? I've never been to a farm, Ember says. I imagine it's really pretty. Fields and apple trees and chickens. Charisma gives Ember a sideways glance. Yeah, Sure. Chickens. Alright, I'm gonna go then. Good decision. I don't plan to hang around long either. Charisma turns to leave. Sister! Woljif nervously bites his lip. His cheeks are flushed and his tail is swishing through the air. You forgot something. What now? You should be happy to be alive. An apology. You promised to apologize to me. Loudly. In front of everyone. We're alone now, but I still want to hear it. Well... Charisma says, that. She shrugs indifferently. So, sorry, I suppose, for being wrong about you this time. Don't think that just because you didn't act like a jerk this one time that it cancels out the rest of your record. I know all about you. Till next time, Woljif. That was the most pathetic apology I've ever heard. Charisma's eyes harden, but then she sighs. All right, fine. I'm sorry, Baldurs. Let's part on good terms. And now apologize to me as well. When you falsely accused my ally, you accused me too. Don't push it. Charisma turns to leave, but she hesitates and adds, good luck to the both of you. Well, isn't she just a piece of work? Woljif watches her go, his tail relaxing. Better than nothing. Listen, Chief, when you got a spare minute, come see me. I have something I want to discuss with you. But for now, let's get out of here. I don't like sitting below ground and the building above is ready to crash down on our heads. What's back here? Some loot. What's over here? I can't quite see it because the camera rotation. There it is. Stuff. A kukri. Some keys. Oh, lockpicker's kit. Nice. There's a bottle of something there, but we're going to leave the bottle behind. Alright, so out we go. Well, well, well. That one's done. Okay. Stolen Moon. The trader is no longer putting the thieflings at risk, and Woljif is clear. But he wants to discuss something with you in private. You'll have to go do that back at the main base. Okay, talk to Nenio. We need to talk to Nenio and... Okay. The Outcast. According to the Dark Hunter Forms warning, Kaelissa will strike soon. Okay. Don't know when. Troubled times. Some people set aside old feuds. Gather allies. Yeah, we know about that. And this. Find an item that can cleanse the ward's son of corruption. The storyteller can search the place where Turendalo died. That's right. We gotta go there. Okay. Well, we're gonna go here, and then we'll do that one. And then we still have to go over to the Pataxan wine cellar, too. So back to the Defender's Heart. It'll be a good place to end this episode. It's been an entertaining time getting that quest done. So we'll go talk to people at the start of next episode. And I will say I thank everybody for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. Leave your questions and comments down below. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. I will see you all next time when we play Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous.